I've never felt like more alive on stage.
Oh, that's
like
cute.
I was definitely a jazz baby.
Really?
Like, not gonna lie. When I tell you, I was like crying backstage.
Yeah. I'd be able to do the party bus, the show, the
Yes.
dinner, the party bus back.
My brother was battling cancer. And yeah, he's like the reason that I actually really got into dance, because I like turned to the studio as like an escape.
Was your first year getting top 3 the same year you won?
Yes. And I had like such a moment where I couldn't help but think like, this could be me one day. Like, and oh my gosh, don't even get me started on Haley Bills. He's dreamy.
Really?
Like,
does
his
he know you
dancing?
exist?
Cut the cameras. Cut the
so
cameras.
is Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Stop Talking Ken's first episode of 2024. Happy New Year, and what better way to start it off with Avery Hall. I'm literally so excited she's here. This has been a long time coming. Like,
Yes,
she
it
was
has.
supposed to be like episode 8, but now she's 19, but it's okay. We're here. That's all
worth
that
it.
matters. That's all that matters. Okay, let's just start straight from the beginning. Like, how did you get into dance, and how has that led you to where you are now?
Okay, so obviously most people, their moms stick them in a dance class at like 2
That
years
seems
old.
to be the general consensus.
So like I'd say that, but I didn't really start getting serious about it until maybe I was 8, when, this is kind of sad, but my brother was battling cancer. And yeah, he's like the reason that I actually really got into dance, because I like turned to the studio as like an escape.
yeah.
And it really just became like a safe space for me.
Yeah.
And so I just found myself constantly asking my mom, like, can I go more and more?
Yeah.
Until I like
Was just, like,
couldn't
so
get
good.
away.
Yeah.
And I just kept training, and then now I'm here, I guess.
Okay, when did you like get into competitions? Like, we met at Break the Floor, like, mini room.
Yes.
So
Oh
like,
my
when did you like start seriously competing?
I'd say maybe when I was like 10, but when I moved to Danceology, which was 2018, I believe, I really started to
Were
get
you like
into
in the junior room when you moved to Danceology?
Yes, it was my last year junior. And that was when I finally started doing like Break the Floors, I'd say, like consistently. I had done like 1 or 2, but when I first moved to Danceology, I guess like being in a space like with Nick and Nikki, who were like pushing Break the Floor and like introducing me to like the concert world of dance, like that inspired me to go to convention more, because then I could like fuse what I've learned like in the commercial world with concert, and I found it such a cool outlet for us to take advantage of.
What would you say your main focus was before going to Danceology?
I was definitely a jazz baby.
Really?
Like, not gonna lie, I have like solos with like poofs in my hair and like fringe.
No,
I was
like
living.
me too.
Like, I had a solo to glam. Like,
I had a
it was
solo to
so
Swagger.
good. Oh my gosh,
It's my first ever solo.
I need to see that.
No.
No, but
It's buried in the vaults.
yeah, I mean, I was such a jazz baby, and I think that's because my old studio's focused on jazz.
Right.
And I had never like known what contemporary was. Like, I'd done lyrical, and so when
And, like, contemporary has changed so much recently.
yeah.
It's like gotten like very concert.
Yes.
But like, I feel like before, when we were in the mini room, contemporary and lyrical were very like
the same. Yeah. I like that contemporary is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And I think the first person that showed me the possibilities of contemporary and what it like really could be was Nick. And my first class with him, I like fell in love with this new style, and I was just so eager to continue down that path and learn more.
Yeah. So going to a couple studios before, what made you decide like you wanted to shift your focus and become more serious into dance and go to Danceology?
I would say just seeing peers at convention and like see they go to
Danceology is really good.
Yeah. So good. Like, I would watch Gianna. We were twins with our bangs.
Yeah.
Like, obviously I would be drawn to like people like her that had that concert aspect, I guess, or are starting to like transition there. And I would see people like Zach Sommer, and I was just in awe watching them. I was like, I need to go where they train.
Yeah.
I need to get this information that they're getting, because
Right.
that's like what I wanted, like where I wanted to be, you know?
Yeah. Okay, your first year at Danceology, did you go to TDA the same year?
Yes.
Did you like get top 20, top 10 that same year?
Yeah, my
That's
first year at
crazy.
Danceology, I got top 10.
That's crazy.
I had never gotten top 20 before. When I tell you, I was like crying backstage. My teachers like ran back, because no one was expecting me to get it. Like, not even I.
So
I was
your
hoping
second year junior was your first year top 10?
Yes. I had gone to Dance Awards like once before, but I had absolutely no shot. Not because of the studio I was at, just because me as a dancer, like,
Yeah.
I hadn't grown enough to,
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
Like, I was just there, like, watching dance
That's
off.
crazy.
And I remember I was sitting in the audience in 2018 Dance Awards, and I had, like, such a moment where I couldn't help but think, like, this could be me one day, like if I train and if I continue. And that's
Yeah.
probably another reason why I decided to move to Danceology,
Yeah.
because literally half the people in top 10, like their studio name was Danceology.
Literally.
And so in my little head, I was like, okay, maybe
Yeah.
that's the place
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah. Okay, so being like a constant like top 10 dancer, do you feel like it's gotten easier? Or is it like always hard?
I mean, I've had such different experiences for top 10. My first year, I was a junior. First time, so unprepared. I was just like living on stage,
Yeah.
like smiling.
Yeah.
And then the next year, it was the virtual because of COVID. And that was just a whole different
Right.
experience, because we were in our home studio. Like, I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
I wasn't nervous.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like the
There was
camera
no
was
one there,
glitching.
yeah.
Like, no one was there besides like one other person that had gotten it with me.
Yeah.
And it was...
Chill.
Yeah, it was very chill. And then 2021 was the first year back.
Teen.
That was my second year teen. And it was, I like was more nervous than any other year, because I was like, okay, first year teen, I got it. It was virtual,
Right.
so I was less nervous. But then this was the first year actually back.
Right.
And I'd say that for me was the most stressed I've been for a dance off, because I don't know, it was just, I've had so many different
Yeah.
experiences with
Yeah.
it. And that one, honestly, it was really fun. Like, they played like Tate McRae for dance off. It was a blast. And then,
The next year you won.
oh my gosh, that was crazy. So the next year, I went into Dance Awards with the goal of basically like being able, I have to back up a little bit.
Okay.
My solo, I was stressing before because I had no clue which solo I wanted to do. And
That's
I was,
always a tough one.
Exactly. I was trying to do a new one, and like none of them really felt right. And my goal for Dance Awards was to like show me and
Yeah.
not try to like do something that would win or get me
Right.
top 10 or top
Right.
4 or whatever they were doing that
Yeah.
year. I just wanted to go in and show like how I've evolved like as a concert dancer. Like
Yeah.
again, like that's like where I want to go eventually, and I don't want to show like a false image of myself.
Yeah.
So I had done this solo like one time at like Jump Anaheim or something, and I've never felt like more alive on stage.
Oh, that's
like
cute.
it didn't feel like competition to me. It felt like
Yeah.
a performance,
Yeah.
and that's what I
Oh
wanted.
my God, I love that. Like,
it's
when you,
the
like,
best feeling.
You're just like on stage performing. You're not like
Yes.
competing to like win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's no stress. There's no expectations. You're just like, the only thing you expect is like an enjoyment when you're on
Yeah,
stage.
yeah.
So I decided that really last minute I was doing that solo. And honestly, like, it was the best decision, not because that was the reason I won,
Yeah.
but because it made it so much more enjoyable
Yeah.
for me. And so I did, it's called Earth's Ending, and it's fun because it's dedicated to, like, Mother Nature. And my teacher and I are both earth signs. We're big, like, little sign
Zodiac
girls. Yeah.
people.
And we just found it, and I debuted it on Earth Day.
For Jump Anaheim.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Like,
That's
it was
weird.
so cool. Like,
That's
it just,
weird.
like, worked out really well.
Yeah.
But I did that one at Dance Awards 2022, and I got top 10. And for Dance Off, I wasn't nervous, which was really strange for me. I was just backstage with my AirPods, like, vibing to music.
Yeah.
I wasn't even really, like, doing anything. Like, everyone around me was, like, practicing, like, flips and stuff.
I know that.
I was like, I can't even do this, so why would I practice that? I was like, there's no point. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to learn it right now. So I was just chilling. And I remember I, like, got on stage. like lined up behind the curtain with everyone and like seeing everyone's faces, and everyone just looked like really happy.
Yeah.
Which in the past I felt like a chaotic energy before stage, like not just from me but from everyone around me. And I think like maybe it was because I was the third year teen and most of the people were also like older teens.
Right.
In that year for some reason. But I remember like my teacher walked back and like she always gives me a before stage hug, and she was just like giving me a tight squeeze, and she was like, just go out there and enjoy it and be you. And that's like what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
And I just went out there, and honestly it's a blur, like it always is.
Never remember.
I don't remember anything besides like coming off, and I was like, that felt amazing. Like I don't even care like if I stumbled a little bit, like I showed myself.
Yeah.
I like presented what I personally like desired before dance awards, so I thought it was like true to me.
Yeah.
And true to my studio and true to my solo and just everything. It felt like in harmony.
Yeah.
And then everyone came back like teacher wise after and like congratulated the Danceology kids in top 10, which was me, Izzy, and Emma. And
they're both really good.
Squad, I love them. And it's funny because we're all in the same grade.
Oh, wow.
We're all juniors. Like everyone else is like leaving the nest this year.
That's sad.
It's so sad. But like my teacher like came up to me, and Haley, who did my solo.
Oh, she's so good.
I love her. She's literally my mom.
She's so good.
And she was just like, Avery, I'm so proud of you. Like no matter like what the results were, like just know like you made me proud. And like that was all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Like I would have been totally okay, like not moving on. Like that was like it. Like I was so happy. And then, of course, we get back on stage for announcements, and they were like top 4. And I was announced last in top 4.
Oh, so you were like...
Yeah, so I was sort of like standing there, like, as I said, I wasn't expecting anything, but they were like first, second, third, and then fourth, they said Danceology, and there was 2 other girls from Danceology. I was like, oh, it's not going to be me, but like, I'm so fine. And then they said me, and I just remember like bawling like instantly, like it triggered like tears.
Yeah.
And I was like shaking on stage, and I like hugged everyone that got top 4, and we walked off, and I just see a crowd of my studio like in the wings, like no one else besides people I know, and they were all bawling, and then it made me cry more.
Oh my god.
And I have like photos that people took of me like struggling to like breathe while I'm like hugging people, and my teacher like yelling like, stop crying, like go get ready for your solo. It was just like that, honestly, like getting top 4 and coming off stage, that was for me like a better feeling than winning. Like I don't know, that doesn't like, even make sense. But
was your first year getting top 3 the same year you won?
Yes.
See, that's crazy. Like
so,
you
like,
just like
I had
both in like one like go.
I think that's why it felt better, because I wasn't expecting top 4.
So then you really weren't expecting to win.
I was 100% not expecting to win.
For sure.
I was just grateful to be there, like honestly. And then it was the strangest experience that night. Like when I got ready for my solo, I like see like 6 missed calls from my teacher, and I was like, shoot, like I haven't been checking my phone. And I called her, and she was like stressing. This is Haley. She was like, Avery, like, are you okay? Like, do you need me? Like, what do you need? Like, I'll go grab you something. Like, and she's like, all this chaotic. And I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I was like sitting in butterfly with my headphones. I was chilling.
Totally
Everyone else is running their solos full out. I'm like,
that's
should I maybe do that?
That's me every competition.
If I do that before, I'm just gonna psych myself out. Like I was just like, I was ready. I was already warm from dance off. Like it was so nice. And then before stage, another like hug. And that like settled me. And that was the least stressed out I've been ever for a solo.
Really?
And it was like one of the most important performances of my life. So I had no clue why my brain wasn't racing and butterflies weren't like jumping in my stomach. I was
chill,
just genuinely so happy. Like I was just in my mind, like my mindset was, this is the moment that you get to perform. Like they're not technically scoring you. Like you're not gonna know for 3 days. So I was like, might as well like take advantage of it and just enjoy it. Like as I said, like that's what I've been trying to work on. Like enjoying the process and enjoying the performance and doing it for you. So it was amazing.
Okay, so now like winning Best Dancer, and then you toured for a year.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was amazing. I literally have no words to describe how meaningful the year was. Like, getting to assist obviously was great.
Yeah.
But for me, the best part by far was the connections with people.
Yeah.
Like, my counterpart, like Luke, and then the Orlando counterparts, Haley and Nicholas. Like, I got so close to them. Like, I knew Haley, like, briefly. I had never met Nick. I've known Luke for a long time.
Forever.
But we haven't really been, like, close.
Right.
But I just, it's a different experience, like, the intimacy of dance, like, getting to share the stage with someone and having the pressure of
knowing the combo.
So, like, other people don't mess it up. Like, it's scary, but having, like, these familiar faces with me that were so kind to me and so inspiring to be with, it made it so much easier. It was, like, effortless when I was in a room with one of them because it felt like I had someone I could rely on too. And oh my gosh, don't even get me started on Haley Bills. Like,
she's so good
backstage, crazy. Like, they put us together, like, on headset. She
was on Dancing with the Stars with Cameron. So, like, we, like, spent a lot of time over the summer with her, and she's, like, amazing. But
she's literally my soulmate. Like, I got so close to her. So many core memories there.
Okay, so after you finish touring for a year, you, like, give your title to the next person.
Crystal.
Oh my God, of course it was Crystal. If I had a bet, if I didn't watch and I didn't know she won again, I would bet it was her.
No. There was no doubt.
Literally,
watching her in class, I was just in
She's
awe.
like literally a robot. Like, I swear she's not even human.
She's perfect. I've never seen her mess up. Not gonna lie.
So that's like such an honor. I swear,
Literally.
giving your title to her.
Yeah, and she was so sweet. Like, after, like, I handed her the plaque and we got off, like, she gave me a big hug and she was like, Avery, we gotta get a photo. Like, I'm just so happy you passed it down to me. Like, it means so much. I was like, it means so much to me passing it to you, like, you little prodigy.
Yeah, literally.
It was incredible, but it was strange because I went to both Vegas and Orlando, and so even though I technically physically handed away the title at Vegas, at Orlando I was still best dancer, which it felt sort of weird because it felt like I had given it up already. But it was so fun, like, watching Haley give her title away and being there. And in Orlando they let me give the first runner-up plaque, so I was still involved in it and could be backstage with everyone.
Yeah, that is so fun.
It honestly wasn't sad. I was ready. Not like in a bad way, but I was
like you feel like you made the most of your year.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Like absorbed everything you possibly could, and you're ready for like the senior room and what's next.
I was excited to share the experience with someone else and be able to say, like, I just did a year of this. It was incredible. I wouldn't change it for the world. Now, like, I want you to experience it and get to, like, live in the glory of it all.
So this is your first year, like, this coming year, going back to competing, obviously, because you were touring last year. Do you feel like after winning and touring, do you have, like, a mindset shift going into, like, senior room this year?
That's tough because last year I did, like, one NYCDA. So I had done, like, one senior room experience, like,
so you,
a little.
Did compete last year.
Yeah. But I would say I thought I was going to come into this year really stressed out with, like, the expectations of peers and other people, like, watching and knowing my history.
Right.
But honestly, I'm just, like, excited. The year I toured, it was honestly, in a way, sad because I grew further from the seniors, like my age group, that moved up to the senior room because I would assist in the teen room. So I got really close to the teens.
Right.
Not that I got less close to the seniors, but I was sort of close to everyone now in a way. But as, like, the group, like, moved up, it was almost hard because it would be, like, different experiences on the same convention. But I'm just happy this year I can be in the same room with them again. The senior room is
amazing. Like, I'm so excited. Like, it's so chill. I feel like the teen room is, like, competitive a little. Like, everyone... But, like, by senior room, I feel like a lot of people who don't love to dance, like, don't compete anymore because like
Exactly.
we're old. Like I'm literally applying for college. Why would I spend my weekends at convention if I didn't
Yeah.
really love it?
Yeah.
So like I feel like everyone's just like, "Ugh, the vibes are so good in the senior room.
My favorite classes to assist were in the senior room.
Yeah, the vibes are
The
so good.
combos are also better,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, they
'Cause
are
they're
better.
like harder, and
Yeah.
the challenge is like what's fun.
Yeah. So you're a junior, which
Yes.
means you have 2 more years in the senior room.
Yeah.
Even though, like, if you didn't win, you would have 3 years in the
Yeah.
senior room. Whereas, like, I'm a senior this year, so I only get 2 years in the senior room because we've, like, always competed the same age.
Yeah.
It's, like, confusing.
Yeah, it
the
is.
dance, like, birthdays and, like,
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Like I'm old for my grade.
But like
But yeah,
young,
young
for
for the
competition.
convention
It's like
room.
so weird. I actually don't get it. But so I feel like you are lucky because you get like the same senior experience as I did.
Yeah.
But you still got to tour and
Yeah,
be in teen
exactly.
for another year.
Yeah, I like it, honestly.
That's fun. Yeah.
But I think the more time, the better, because then the more time you have to train
Yeah.
and do more summer intensives
Yeah.
and more winter things.
Yeah. Speaking of summer intensives, you've definitely done some amazing ones that I literally am like, wow, when I look at Instagram. But can you talk about that and your different experiences with each of them?
Yeah, so in summer of 2022, I
So
did.
last year?
Yes. I did the Julliard Summer
It's
Intensive.
crazy.
It was incredible. And honestly, I was so surprised when I opened that email because it was the first year I could apply to it because it's like end of freshman year to end of junior year.
So you were
So-
sophomore.
Freshman.
Freshman.
I was going into my sophomore year.
okay.
And that was just the best experience. And I went with Aaron, Park, and Elle. And
Yeah.
it was,
They're like so fun.
I loved it. And I would say that summer intensive just really taught me like a different way to work in a room, like seeing the advice the teacher gave us as well as like my peers in the room, like
Yeah.
and watching how they work. It just really changed my perspective on what the meaning behind like putting in effort in a class is
Yeah.
and how it doesn't have to be like 100% like boom, 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 like
Right.
how some people dance at a convention,
Yeah.
which then like translated when I went back into convention and with this new like calmer,
Yeah.
more like research based mindset. I really liked it.
Was like, how was living it up in New York and dorming for 3
It
weeks?
was amazing. I thought I was going to get sick of the dorms because they were pretty small. I mean, for a dorm, it was pretty good, but all
Yeah.
dorms are really small.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. The views, the city, getting to like walk with my friends like
Yeah.
after class. And we had every Sunday off and we would go to like this farmer's market like every Sunday and just like
wanna go to New
snack
York.
and shop. I'm going to New York January 1st
Why?
for Gaga Lab.
New Year's? What the heck is that?
It's like an improv intensive.
You're going all the way to New York for improv intensive.
Yep.
Is it with Brett?
No, it's honestly
That's the
don't
only
know.
person I know
The
who
names
does
are pretty
Gaga.
hard to pronounce.
That means they're good. Literally,
Yeah.
I learned that. Emma came on here and she's like talking about all of her ballet people, and I was like,
like
I don't know.
cut the cameras. Cut the
so was
cameras.
Izzy. Izzy was like, my dream duet partner is and I was like, I literally don't know, but like, good for you. It sounds cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this past summer, you
Yeah.
also did amazing things. You were like in a different country.
Okay, this summer, crazy. I did Dance Awards Las Vegas, straight into NYCDA Nationals.
Oh, wow.
Straight into TDA Orlando.
Oh, wow.
Straight
That's
into
terrible.
Ballet
That's
BC for 2
terrible.
weeks. Straight into Arts Umbrella for 3 weeks.
Okay, so talk about the summer intensives.
Okay, so the first one I did was Ballet BC. It's called Ballet BC 44 because they take 44 people.
Oh, wow.
And basically, Ballet BC is a dance company based in Vancouver. And it has been my dream company for like 3 years now since I found out about it. It would have been for longer if I had access to it. But one day, Ethan sent me a DM on Instagram, and he was like, you should try out for this, because this was
He
the
teaches
first...
there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He, like, set a piece on Ballet BC. But they hadn't done a summer intensive before. And so I see this DM, and I click on it, and it was, like, Ballet BC's first ever summer intensive. And I was like, no way. Like, I have to apply for this right now. So I applied, and it was weird because the age was, like, 17 and up. And at the time I was 16, but you can always apply when you're younger and just like hope for the best.
Yeah.
And because of that, like it was going to be ranging more older, like college students and like some graduates even. And so for me, I was just like, let's just do it for like shoots and gigs. Like, let's just see what happens. And then one of the cities I was at for touring, I got an email that I got in, and I was like shaking. Like, it was right before a class, and the whole class I was like shaking because I just couldn't contain. Excited. Like, I couldn't believe it really. Like, because knowing that I could be dancing in the room of so many incredible professional dancers and just being a part of that legacy was really cool. Yeah. And so it was 2 weeks in Vancouver, Monday through Saturday from 9 to 6, very long days, but it was so worth it. And my level, because there was a younger and older, we got to work with Ethan Colangelo.
He's amazing.
He's incredible. He's my favorite person. And it was so valuable. We had 3 hours with him every day because he was setting a new creation on us for the ending showcase. And that process was like, there are no words. Like, it was remarkable. I learned so much.
Was Arts Umbrella also in Vancouver?
Yes.
So you just stayed there for like literally over a month?
I just stayed there for, like 5.5 weeks. And it's on Granville Island, which is a really pretty island in Vancouver that's surrounded by water. Yeah. And, like, the walk every day, because you had to walk from wherever you were staying. I got, like an Airbnb. Like,
It's like a Drew was there.
Yes. So for Ballet BC, I was staying with Justin, Aaron, and Caitlin Tom. And that was so fun. And then for Arts Umbrella, I was staying with Sammy, Drew, and Caitlin. And that was honestly, like, they were both so fun. But for Arts Umbrella, I feel like we had more time because we had both Saturday and Sunday off. So we had more time to explore the island and, like, admire, like, views and check out, like, fun places. But, the people I was with was just incredible. Like, dancing in a room with Seth, like, at Ballet BC, I was fangirling so hard. Like, I was with him at TDA Orlando, and then getting to see him in, like, his environment and, like, his contemporary, like, it was amazing.
What does, like, a day look like at Arts Umbrella?
Okay, so Arts Umbrella, it was 9:30. We had improv, and Drew was in my class. Thank gosh. It was so fun. We were living it up. We would have an hour and a half improv into an hour and a half ballet, and then we had 30-minute lunch, and then our group was lucky enough to learn The Season's Canon by Crystal Pite. Like,
I know who Crystal Pite is, okay? But I don't know what The Season Canon is.
It's one of her most incredible pieces. She set it on Royal Ballet. And Drew and I were so, like, emotional hearing that we were learning it because our teacher, Haley, she was in the original cast because Crystal, like, taught it to Arts Umbrella before setting it. Because Crystal works closely with Arts Umbrella. I have to go back. So one day when we were in Ballet BC, we were taking ballet class, like pliés, like mid-pliés. Like, I was just like, okay, like, work, like, just port a bras. I look out the window. Crystal Pite is watching our class.
There's no way.
Everyone turned their head at once. In the rooms, like, everyone's jaws just
I don't even
dropped.
know what she looks like.
She's, like, this really pretty, like, blonde,
I would expect her to be
tall,
blonde.
Like, that was the most insane.
That's
I
crazy.
thought I was dreaming. I was, like, pinching myself. I could not believe that the legend was
herself
watching into our class. Like,
that is crazy. Okay, so these are definitely more like concert ballet based intensives. Yeah. Which, like, I obviously went to West Side for 4 years, so, like, I'm used to the concert. Yes. But, like, I honestly don't even know if I could do that for 3 weeks. Like, that seems like 5.5. Like, I would probably, like, want to cry after.
I mean, on the first day of every summer intensive, you're always like, no matter how much you enjoy it, you're like, okay, this is going to be tough. This is going to be long, but it's going to be worth it. Yeah. And that's what gets you through. But by the end, it's almost as if you blinked and it's gone. Like, you wish you were restarting it. And, like, getting to experience that once, which I think the first time I experienced that was at Julliard, and then going into Ballet BC and Arts Umbrella, I had no doubts I was going to get valuable knowledge out of it. Yeah. And so I had no regrets signing up for it and going there.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was going to retain so much that I would use years and years after.
Okay, so you won Young Arts last year, and then you got to go to Miami for a week. What was that like? That's crazy.
That was, I can't even lie, that was the best week of my life. Like, there was no comparison to the environment of people. I mean, everywhere you go for a summer intensive, like surrounded by artists, is very inspiring.
Yeah.
And everyone is there for the right reasons.
Yeah.
But at Young Arts, it was so cool because it was an integration of all different forms of art.
Right, not just dance.
Not just dance. It was like
Music.
singers, people that played musical instruments, actors, poets, artists that would make collages.
A poem. Why didn't I? I didn't submit to Young Arts, but like, cause like
they like read.
It was too much work.
And there was galleries. It was incredible. I honestly have never been more inspired. Like I got I was so exposed to all these different art forms that I wasn't very familiar with. Like there was a night where there was like opera singers, and I had never seen an opera performance. And then I left Young Arts being like, nah, I'm obsessed with opera. And then there was a jazz performance where I had never like seen live jazz music, and I'd never really found an appreciation for jazz music. But after witnessing it, I was like back home, like researching jazz music and like adding it to like playlists, and it helped me so much, like watching people like thrive in their art form, because I feel like I took away value that brought back to my own art form of like how much enjoyment and like freedom people shown like on stage and how supportive everyone was of each other. Like the audience on every single performance, like there's like no way to describe like the energy in the room. Like there was all good vibes, there was nothing but like pure love and support in the room. Which is like the best.
Take classes?
Yeah, so
like the dancers?
Yeah. So everyone had like obviously their own schedule, and it was based off of the style you submitted in. And so I submitted in modern. And so every morning I had
like lateral tees.
Literally. Every morning I had an hour and a half modern class warm up, and then we had 2 hours of coaching.
Was there like 5 people in your modern class then?
5, yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
There was like 5 or 4 people in each like
that's so
category.
Terrible. I literally would cry.
And I was in a room with Abby Weber and Brianna Kingotti.
Oh my God. She's literally at Julliard now.
I'm obsessed with her. She's my favorite. It was so inspiring. Like, and
that seems so scary.
It honestly, I was a little scared going in, and like I flew in like red eye, like by myself, like no parents, because they like pay for your ticket to fly, but like only you.
Yeah.
And I had flown like somewhere before by myself, so my mom was like, okay, like I trust you.
Did you just like stay in like a dorm or something?
No, we stayed in a hotel.
Really?
Yeah, it was really nice.
They let you like by yourself?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was actually really nice, and because of COVID protocols that were still going on, you couldn't have a roommate. But then, like, my room was huge, all
and you
to
were
myself.
By yourself. Yeah, that does sound amazing.
And it was so nice because after classes every day, when we went back to the hotel, every day there was a show. And so every day we would come back, get ready, go to dinner, and then take, like, this party bus to the show, and then enjoy this, like, 2 hours, and then party bus back, and then, like, enjoy. Like, it was so fun. Like, we were blasting, like, Nicki Minaj, like, dancing.
I just, like, wouldn't be able to get through the modern in the morning. But after that,
I honestly loved it.
I would be able to do that.
Yeah.
I'd be able to do the party bus, the show, the dinner, the party bus back. Yeah. But I don't know about the modern in the morning with only 4 people.
It was so nice. Like, and we had Risa, who was a teacher at Julliard. So I had just had her during the summer. She knew me.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw her again at Arts Umbrella. She wasn't my teacher at Arts Umbrella, but I saw her like in the hallways a bunch of times. And she's so
like
sweet.
Connections like that are just like what's so important. Yeah. Okay, so school. I know a lot of people are homeschooled in the dance world. You go to an in-person school.
Yes.
How do you manage all of that? And then have you ever been homeschooled before?
Okay, so this year it has been pretty difficult because I'm taking 4 AP classes.
Me too, girl.
Oof. And it's a challenge, but I'd say it's worth it. For me, if I was going to school and I didn't feel like I was challenged, I would be hesitant to put in like enough effort.
Yeah.
So it honestly keeps me on track.
Yeah.
And I decided to go to in-person school this year. But last year, I started off the year in person. But as, like, my tour season got more crazy, and they were assigning me cities that I had to work at, which means I would have to leave Thursday morning to work Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
It's really hard to miss that much school.
To miss school and not be able to bring everything with me places and not have it all on my computer. And so my school counselor was actually like, you should go online, like, for the second half of the year. Like, I'm worried for your mental health. And I was like, same, but... So I went online, and it was so much easier getting to, like, do schoolwork on the plane to faraway cities and, like, squeeze in a couple lessons or homework whenever I could, like, as I was on a break from work or,
Yeah. Do you feel like having, like, school is, like, important to you? Like, I know for me, like, I go to a performing arts school, so my worlds are definitely, like, very, like, mixed, and like my best friend is the same at both places. But, like, I know, like, going to school every morning, it's, like, so nice for me. Like, I, like, couldn't imagine, like, not, like, waking up and, like, not being able to go to school. Like, I've just, like, always been, like, a big person of that. So, like, do you like having, like, school and, like, friends that are different than your dance friends?
No, like, I feel like for me, like, as you said, if you were to wake up, this was me at the end of last year, if I, like, woke up and didn't have school, it makes you unproductive in a way, and I hate feeling unproductive. Even if I had other things I was doing, like, if I didn't, like, straight away get to my schoolwork, like, I was doomed for the rest of the day. So I'm really happy that I decided to go in person because even just being at school, if I'm feeling unproductive, just being there for me is like, okay, at least I did that. At least I'm up.
At least I'm at
sitting
school.
in a chair with friends. Like, it's really nice. Yeah. And I have a bunch of friends at school who don't understand the dance world, which is nice, but
it's so nice.
It's also nice, like, to find friends at school that dance in a different way. Like, I have a friend at school that's an Irish dancer, and, like, we really talk about our differences and similarities between the two worlds. And it's been so cool learning about a new form of dance that I've never even considered, like, to be popular in California. When she's telling me, like, there's so many studios, like, you have no idea, like, it's a big thing. Like, I love learning new things about them.
So moving into the future, you're a junior, so obviously you're thinking of, like, college next year and what you want to do next year. Where do you see yourself, like, long term, I guess?
Okay, so college-wise, I'm definitely interested in applying to Julliard. Having been there and experienced that, it just makes me more prone to apply.
Obviously.
I know so many people that are currently in the program, and nothing but kind words and positivity and gratefulness towards the school, which makes me happy and excited about that. And then also Arts Umbrella, which isn't a college, but it's a 2 to 3 year program.
Oh, Corey and Troy were actually talking about that.
That just seems really interesting to me, but I don't know if I want to get, like, a degree, because I know I can always go back to school and get a degree in something else, especially when my body breaks down and I need to move on from dancing. And so we'll see. Also, there's a couple schools in Europe, but it's the same as Arts Umbrella where they're not, like, a degree. So it's really just whatever I get into, whatever the vibe is right then.
Are you, like, more looking at, like, dancing in a company rather than going to a college for 4 years?
I definitely am interested in training before a company, whether that be
training
a program or a college. But for me, I feel like I've been trying to enjoy the process more and not try to rush things. And I think going straight into a company would be sort of going opposite of that, because if you have the opportunity to train more and gather more knowledge, that will help you. Yes, you should take advantage of that, because in the end, like, I don't want to regret not going to college or not training more.
Right.
Or, like, going on a path that will burn me out, you know?
Right.
So,
Okay, listener questions. I do this every episode where the listeners ask their questions. Okay, who is your dream duet partner?
Oh, shoot.
It's a hard one.
Orlando Harbutt.
Literally, who is that?
Ballet BC company member. He's dreamy.
Really?
Like,
does he know you exist?
Yeah, he assisted Ethan's creation on Ballet BC. but his dancing and just the way he talks too, and his energy and aura is so like peaceful. Like I would love to be able to work with him. Like not even if I'm the one dancing with him, but if he sets a duo.
Yeah.
But speaking of duos, I had a duo with Drew, and that was like my dream. Yes,
you
last
competed
year.
it.
Yeah, Dance Awards.
Really?
We did it once.
Why don't you bring
fun.
it back this year?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm saying
Senior
bring it
duo
back.
for Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally bring it
I'll
back.
tell him about it.
Yeah,
I'll tell him about it.
He'll listen to me.
He will. He'll be like, if Ken says so, maybe.
Then like we have to recompete it. I didn't know because like I didn't watch the Dance Awards Las Vegas, but I'm sure it was amazing. Who choreographed it?
Nick. Yeah.
So it was amazing.
Yeah. It was really good.
Okay, speaking of choreographers, who is a choreographer you haven't worked with but want to work with in the future?
Ooh. I would say Sharoni Y'all.
Again.
She's a very concert dancer, and I don't think I'd be able to personally work with her, but it would be more like learning some of her rep.
From someone else.
Yes, because at Arts Umbrella and through other performances I've seen her rep reset on people in companies, and it looks like some of the most fun. It's almost like there's a club vibe behind it where there's like sort of a party in the dance, and it just like they look like they're having fun on stage, so it makes me like in my seat like dance, and then it makes me like jealous of the fun they're having. So I would love to get to experience that.
I don't know who that is, but sounds amazing. Okay, what is your favorite solo or favorite group you've ever done?
Okay.
You can pick which one.
Oof. I would say my favorite solo was the one I did to give away my title last year. Cause
that was self-choreographed, right?
No, it was like a collab with me and Haley.
Okay.
So part of it was mine. But it was really special to me because it's titled Camden, so it's dedicated to my brother. And it was about like the different stages and like his courage through it. And having that
really
story behind it, it made it so much more enjoyable. And having my mom in the audience watching it was... And my brother live streamed it because this is the first year he didn't go to Vegas with me because his birthday is over Dance Awards always. And because I won the year before, my brother was sort of like, I don't have to go this year, right? I was like, I guess not, but I'm doing a solo for you. But he live streamed it, and right after he texted me.
That's
and he
cute.
was like, Avery, like that was so like beautiful. Like I'm so proud of you. And
my sisters would never say that to me. Even if I called the solo Katie and Cameron, they still would not say that to me.
They'd be like, you suck.
Literally.
But yeah, that was definitely very meaningful to me.
That's
and I also did a solo this year that's my own that I submitted for summer intensives, and I plan to do it at a comp later in the year. And I really like it because it's the first solo I've done by myself.
So stay tuned, guys, for the self-choreographed solo coming up by Avery Hall. Okay, so being a junior, obviously a bunch of people from Danceology that you've danced with forever are graduating this year.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you feel about that? Because you're just going to have another year next year.
I know. It's so sad to think about. Like, Drew and Sammy, who are some of my closest friends that I've known for so long.
I just saw Sammy at a college audition.
I know. It's like... It's so sad. I can't even think about it. Like, we had a master class with Lauren Adams, and she was like, all the graduating seniors out to the floor, and it hadn't, like, hit me that they were leaving until she said that, and they started dancing this, like, emotional, lyrical, contemporary combo, and I just, like, felt, like, my face, and there was, like, tears, and I, like, looked over at my friend Kylie, and I was like, Kylie, like, I can't stop crying. Like, what is happening? And... I'm just gonna, like, it won't be the same without them. Like, they're the reason that Danceology feels like such a home to me. And so it's gonna be, like, a hard transition, but I still have people there.
Right.
And every year, people I love move on. And it's hard at first, but it always gets easier, I feel like. And you have more people you can turn to find that support. So, yeah.
Okay, it's March time. I'm sure you've seen it.
Oh, my gosh. No, I haven't.
What? You haven't seen my merch?
No? Shoot.
So we have this one. Ooh. And we have it in gray and green. Which one? Drew has this one. He actually sent me a mirror selfie yesterday of him wearing it.
One. I like the green letters. Stop. I'm obsessed.
And you have to sign my board.
This is so fun. Should I do it right now?
No. You have to wait till the end. But I am so thankful you came and so honored.
Thanks for having me.
And we will do an updated episode in like a year.
Oh, yeah.
And talk about where you're going to be next year.
I love it. I'll be here.
Okay. And you can do your college
opening my college reactions in front of Ken's.
on the podcast.
Stop Talking Ken's.
I don't even do that.
Hot take.
Stay tuned for everything coming up for Avery. I'm so proud of you. You're literally amazing.
I love you.
And thank you so much for coming. And thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next week with another episode. Bye.
Bye.